Hey, Rick, I just wanted to assess these one at a time. What have you seen from your special teams? What have you liked and what needs improvement? Let's start with the power play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really worried about percentages and stuff like that. To me, it's the crucial time in the game. We've talked about this in the past. It's a big opportunity for us with 7-8 minutes left. We had that power play, and it really didn't generate anything. And we had a game plan against it, and we didn't adhere to it for whatever reason. We kind of gave the 2 minutes up on that power play.
What's at play there with the power play? What's not functioning properly?
Well, they're aggressive, so you have to get to your spots quickly. You got to get to the high ice. You got to make good passes. And I just felt we were slow. It was a slow-moving power play. It's just kind of like our offense in their zone. We're just slow to react to things, and you got to be a lot quicker against an aggressive PK.
Okay, and then what about your PK?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a staple here for a couple of years. We've always, it's a time where I think we ran around a bit. We got out of our I formation, and they got that, they got the shot through, and the rebound. It was Darcy. I mean, he already made the save on it, so it was a little bit of a coverage thing on with our two forwards up top. We got kind of discombobulated there.
But what about overall in the postseason with your PK? Have you liked what you've seen from it? Nashville obviously got some goals on the power play as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a good PK here. A big sample size says we're one of the better teams. So, if you have a bad stretch for a week or two, you can't just blow up the whole thing. I'm not worried about the PK. We're okay.
Okay. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, thanks.
We go next to Rick Morin with the Arizona Republic. Go ahead, Rick.
Hey, Rick. I'm just kind of curious. You've had a day to digest this game. I'm kind of curious where you're at now compared to where you were at after the game yesterday. What's kind of your breakdown of how your team played?
Well, if you look at the game, the first, showed that actually we watched as a team about the first 12 minutes of the game. To that point, or 11 minutes, there's only 2 or 3 shots on our net. But it's a little fool's gold because they were gaining territory and getting territory. And now we have to keep breaking the puck out. We're not putting any pressure on them. It's an easy game for them to play. And then obviously what happens is they get more shots, and eventually they break loose. So, we gotta make a stand. Backing off way too much. We limited some of the, they're a great rush team. We limited some of their rushes, which was good, but we got to keep the puck. I mean, I can give it 12 times we had the puck and we just threw it away in their end. Their team has a puck and it's like they got glue on their stick. So you're going to have to defend them hard, but they're really good at holding on to pucks. So we have to take a lesson from them. I know they got some great players and skill, but we can still learn from them.
I want to ask you about Nick Schmaltz too. Obviously, I know he's been practicing with you guys, but if he is able to go in game 2 or later on in the series, what can he bring to your team? Just his speed, his skill, his creativity. I mean, he led your team in regular season scoring. Yeah,
off the rush. He's a guy that can make plays off the rush. We starve that right now. We're looking for some people that can make some rush plays. He could help us in the center position. I mean, listen, he's a jack of all trades, power play guy. I mean, you guys seen him make some high-end plays in the power play. So, yeah, he's a sorely missed guy right now.
We'll go next to Alex Tinkoff with Coyotes.com. Go ahead, Alex.
Hey, Rick. Today's practice, were you happier with it? I'd like your thoughts on how the team was today on the ice and any observations you may have had.
Nah, it was just an optional. It's just a glorified morning skate. I don't take any stock into this practice. This is just a recovery practice. Get out there. I think it was an optional too. We had a few guys that go on. I don't really take stock in this one. Tomorrow as well, I'll take stock in.
From your perspective as a player going back, how big of an impact did pride have as a player? Coming back from a loss, bouncing back from a loss, maybe taking it a little bit personal. I know this is a really team game, but taking it on a personal level and maybe that kind of running its way through the locker room. Did you take losses personally?
Well, everybody deals with losses differently. The playoffs it's a roller coaster ride. One day everybody loves each other. The next day, nobody likes each other. It's just the way the playoffs is. It's the way it's built. Been involved in the league 30 years, the way it works. The articles are great one day and the next day it's, everything's, you blow apart. So it's important that your team has a very even keel approach. Obviously everybody's upset after the game, but we had a good energy today. We understand where we're at, what we have to improve on. Whether you take it personal or whatever, I just think as an individual, you take your game, whether it's personal or to a different mindset. Is if you had a tough game, you didn't play well, and I'll tell you, this team, since I've been here, we've always bounced back after a subpar performance. We really have. So I'm looking for that trend tomorrow.
Great. Thank you, Rick.
Yep.
Go next to Alexander Pratt. Go ahead, Alexander.
Yes, hi, Rick. Regarding what happened to Claude Julien today, can you tell us a bit how stressful this job is, maybe with examples?
Stressful?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think everybody deals differently. I'll be honest, after a game, even after more losses, you have a tough time sleeping. Like, I got to admit, you're as coaches, you're replaying the game, what you could do different. And when you don't get as much sleep, you get the stress involved, and you got to have other outlets to try to combat that stress. So, I hope Claude's good. He's a good man. He's a great coach. I've learned a lot from him. So I hope he's okay. But the stress level, you got to just make sure that you got to leave the game at the rink. And sometimes for us coaches, it's hard to do.
Thanks.
If you have a question for Rick Tocchet, please click on raise your hand. Go back. I think Rick Morin, do you have another question?
Yeah, Rick, I just wanted to circle back to Nick Schmaltz really quickly. Just what is his status right now and his eligibility to play for Game 2?
Yeah, he's up in the air again. Like I said, I'll talk to Z here later today. See, he practiced today. See how he feels. We need a couple of days in a row where he's frustrated right now, right? So, we need a couple of days where he's smiling, where you go, hey, I can go. Until I hear that, we plan ahead of what we have. And that's just the way, playoffs are.
And Antti Raanta?
Rant's had a good day today. So there's a possibility he might back up. That's good news. So there's a good possibility he could be backing up for us tomorrow.
Thanks, Rick.
Go back to Craig Morgan. Go ahead, Craig.
Rick, just want to follow up quickly on Vinny Hinostroza. Did he come out of yesterday okay when he took that stick up high?
Yeah, he was out there today. So he's fine.